Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We are on location at the Blue Compass RV in Tampa, and we got a beautiful rig to show you today. Tell them what we're looking at.
So today we're going to be looking at the 2025 Jayco Pinnacle 38FBRK. This is a beautiful unit. FBRK, we have a full/front bath with a rear kitchen. So those are kind of what those letters stand for.
Yeah, so we're going to give you a view of the outside first, show you some of the features that are on it, what it comes with, what you can get options, and we'll start right up here up front in this front section.
All right, so we're just going to be starting in this front storage bay where your hydraulics are and some battery storage. So with this model, we have the generator prep already set up, so you're kind of ready to tap in there. So that's awesome. Hydraulics right up there so you can take a quick peek. And then we have two batteries right here. I know he wanted to chime in.
Yeah, these are the lead acids. At an RV at this level, it should come with the lithiums, but they're getting more affordable these days, so you can easily swap those out and you can expand it to as many as you want for as much as you want. And they are nicely on breakers, so that's nice. And you got a little bit of storage up here. So you're losing a little bit of storage, but if you don't have a generator, you're doing good. Yeah,
not to mention too, with the battery size area they have in here, you could easily fit 6 batteries. You could push these back, we'd fit 3 here, 3 there.
Put a shelf and put 6 more.
And they strap down. So depending if you have solar, it's nice to be able to charge those batteries, because you do have an inverter, at least in this model, so you'll be able to use some of the plug outlets, TVs, a few other things on inverter.
And this model does have the solar already up on the roof. What do you, 200 watts of solar up here right now?
I think it's two 200 watt.
So 400
panels.
watts, but it's capable of 800 with the controller and everything. All right, now we're up to the pin box. This has like the upgraded pin box that has the rubberized isolating bushings and stuff. If you want to know more about it, you can look up that model number. But this unit comes with it, so that's a nice upgrade. It has, of course, your breakaway thing for your brake. It has a nice light under here if you're hooking up to your truck. And there's also load lights on the front you could turn on, and the switchers are right here for that. That'll allow you to turn this one on and this one here. So that's what you got on the front.
And then continuing along with towing, this one is equipped with their tow assist, which kind of has some anti-lock braking, sway mitigation, towable odometer. So this will be something you can hook up to your phone, so it actually, you know how many miles you put on the trailer. Also can track location of the trailer too if you're
if it gets stolen.
Heaven, if it gets stolen, I don't know who's going to make off with it, but you can track it, which is really cool. When we were talking to the gentleman here that was kind of giving us the demo, he did say that a lot of these features happen above 40 miles an hour, just so you know. Just like if you do get one and it's not happening at a lower mile per hour, that could be the reason. So I figured I'd give you that information.
Yeah. All right, now we'll move to this first compartment here.
So what he's opened up right now is propane storage. This unit does have 3 tanks. So when we get to the other side, we'll probably show you, it also has one more little bay for 1 tank. So you're getting 3 tanks.
And these are the 40-pound tanks. So
yeah, getting 120 gallons of propane, which is excellent in a RV.
Especially if you're in a colder environment or something.
Yeah.
So that's all that's in this one. And this one doesn't have tank sensors built into the command system. We'll show you that when we get inside, but you could have had the sensors to it. Part of the Jayco system, they have the sensors.
Yes, you'd be able to tell your propane amounts just from your screen. I don't think, I guess we should. It's the wet bay.
This is the storage bay. You'll get from this side, this is a pass-through, goes all the way through.
This unit does have the water softener and water filter built in. You'll see right there to the left. So this is a pretty good sized storage bay area. What I really like about it is it's completely straight across. Some other models you'll see kind of like a hump that goes in, goes out, but if you have a lot of stuff to store, storage totes, things like that, it is nice to have a perfectly straight forward bay. Then we kind of get into the actual wet bay compartment. This is a completely closed off wet bay. I'm not going to spend too much time here because if you're looking at the RVs, you might have a pretty good knowledge or you can figure it out, but just your switches, for things like actually connecting city water, whether you're not connected to city water, things like that. It'll kind of show you orientation of how these valves should be on this unit for certain specific things, dry camping, city water, winterizing, things like that. City water connector right here. You do have your hose. You can attach a hose. We do have on the other side of the storage bay because there is a little port up front there so you can quick connect a hose, but it also quick connects onto this as well. So you'll be able to hose here or hose in the front of the unit, which is really nice.
I mean, this one also has where you can come up through the bottom for your hoses. One thing that's kind of weird in here is the leveling and stuff like that is inside the wet bay. Never seen that, but it's in here. You got to duck down when you press it. It can also be controlled from inside, but if you're setting up for the first time, you're probably not going to do it that way. And of course, you got some valves there for emptying your gray and black.
Then just cruising, we have the vent for the furnace right here.
This is a 40,000 BTU furnace, which is pretty nice.
Perfect. Black tank flush built in right here. Run the hose to it, clean out your black tank. This one does have the additional Sanacon turbo option onto it. I mean, you can explain a little bit more if you'd like.
Yeah, the Sanacon turbo is like having a macerator pump, but already added into the system. So if you're boondocking or something, you're not able to get to some, or you're mooch docking more like, you're going to run it through a garden hose. It'll mounce it up or mince it up, and you can evacuate it into a toilet or something like that.
And we'll just keep cruising along. What is really nice about this one is it does have the automatic retractable power cord, which is really cool. Button right here. Put it in, put it out, awesome. And we also do have the gray water holding tank right here with this model, because you do have a half bath. So you'll have two different spots along with, you know, kitchen gray tank along with gray tank from front bathrooms.
This does have a nice clean finish, has the frameless windows, and this particular model came with all the slide toppers on the slides. So you can protect your slides. That's nice to have.
All right, so this is the back of the unit. You'll see they did brand it nicely, Pinnacle by Jayco. You do have the setup for the rear camera. This model doesn't have it standard on it, but you do have the prep for it. So if you already have that, you can install that right there.
And you can see the window on the back does open up. It's right above the stove and stuff inside, because this has that rear kitchen we were talking about. It's pretty cool. We'll show you that when we get
And then
inside.
one thing I do want to mention, if you do come down to the bottom, it does have the hitch. So, I mean, depending on your state laws, you could tow something small that's within the weight requirement. I think it was 3,000 pounds, but
300.
Yeah, 300 pounds, my bad. Good to know. So you can kind of show up
Yeah, up here.
Just check with your state local laws, because I know some states don't allow you to tow behind your travel trailer. But this also gives the ability to add a little piece that comes up here and gives you a little storage if you wanted to, I guess, store an additional generator, tools, things like that. So, I mean, I really like the look of the back of this. It's pretty nice style. Just looks nice.
All right, now we'll come around to this side. You have your cable outlet out here if you want to use that with a plug. Some of the plugs on this are inverted, which is nice. You'll know because they'll have a sticker on them. This is not one of them. This is that J-port thing he was talking about. That's the tow vehicle control stuff. It's like a swing arm thing you can put on there. You can put in for like a swing arm for a grill or something like that. And it does have the connection for your propane.
Yep, right below there. So this would be a really good spot for setting up your grill, things like that, since you already have the propane ran. And as I said, it's the benefit of having 120 gallons of propane. You're not going to have to worry about running out anytime soon.
And what's cool is this unit has two awnings, and there's one right off the side. So you could be cooking here and have your table set up out here. It'd be pretty nice.
And then if we want to open this up to show you guys, this is the access to the back of the fridge. This does have a 21 cubic foot refrigerator of residential version. So this gives you the access to the back, which is really nice if you do need to do any servicing.
Especially for the ice. This has an ice maker, so you want to be able to get to your water line if you have a leak or anything.
So if you're in the colder climates, just make sure you check. I think I was reading something inside when we get up there that says, like, if you're in a temperature below a certain amount, to make sure that you're checking that cable or shutting off the water to it, because it could potentially freeze, cause you some issues. We have the spare tire manual crank right down here. Perfect. And it also labels your low point drains, which is really nice to just know, because I see a lot of people on forums always asking, like, where's my low point drains? And I'm like, there you are.
Okay, like we mentioned, it does have the awning here. You can see the slide topper, and it has the support arm in the middle for this slide topper because it's so long. Because otherwise it'd be flexing on you. So that's pretty nice.
And just a little thing that I like we were talking about the windows, but I also like how the decal kind of goes past the window too. Makes the windows look a lot bigger, like it's a nice area.
Yeah. All right, moving along here.
We have a 32-inch outside TV here. I mean, if you're into the TVs outside, you do have the hookup right for it. This had, what was the gentleman saying? It was a 4G system, so we're
4G antenna, so we can pull signal in from 65-mile range, it said.
Yeah, which was pretty good depending on where you're camping. But yeah, you can watch TV right out here.
We'll show you real quick if it comes on. It should be right on a channel already because he showed it to us, but yeah, there you go. That's just the digital antenna pulling, and he said 65-mile range. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the fact that it's working right now is nice. Pull that off. Close this.
All right, moving along.
All right, don't worry, we're almost to the inside, which I know is a lot of your guys' favorite part. Just some things I want to mention right here. This does have this really nice railing. I know a lot of fifth wheels kind of have just that little hook that just ends right here. This gives you a little bit more stability, and this is adjustable for where it comes out. So now, like if you're walking up the stairs, you get a handle right on the bottom step, which is nice.
Yeah, they call that the safety handle. So it's pretty nice, and it folds up really easy to be put away.
And then this does have, I mean, you can look over here for all your stickers if he wants to take a second and take a quick look there. 5-star handling, warranty for full-time RVing. Jayco Luxuries tells you the model again, just so you can get an idea. Just some of those stickers. Then as he's here, I just want to show you, this is one of the JBL speakers. We'll get to that in a second, but if we just bring it on over here, you'll see your other speaker right here, which I'll show you guys the access to that in a second, since we're here.
Before you get over there, another thing, it does have the climate shield. So has that ultimate all-weather protection in this, so it has a better insulation and stuff if you are full-time RVing.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind if you're in a colder environment. You might not need as much propane to keep it warm. We have the hot water heater right here.
He means just water heater.
That's what I meant. My bad. Water heater. Right here, you can take a quick look. This is kind of just standard for most of the fifth wheels.
This one is a 16-gallon Suburban, and it does propane and electric, so 16 gallons is a lot of water.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You shouldn't be running out of hot water immediately.
Even on our 10 or 12s, we don't run out, so you definitely won't run out. Here's that other hose connection we were talking about. There's that one on the backside in the wet bay, but there's also a connection here, and it comes with the hose to hook in.
Right here, you see it's got the quick connect port, so you could just plug it right in there, and boom, access to water. Then
you'll see this sensor on the outside. That is to tell the outside temperature, and it shows in there on the board or on the tablet in there.
Then we're coming to the other side of the actual storage bay. You'll see right here we got a RoboVac already built in here. Pretty cool. You can connect your hose to it. That JBL that I was talking about. So you actually can Bluetooth, which is really nice. So if you wanted to play some music outside of your RV, if you're having a little get together or gathering, JBL's got some good sound. So awesome. Some plug outlets, and then more satellite TV cable. I don't necessarily know why they have it in here since you have an outside TV, but just figured I'd mention. And then kind of in closing, we have that last propane tank here. So as I said, 120 gallons of propane. So that's really awesome.
And left on this side is, like I said, the other awning. And you can see the LED lights behind it. They can change colors, and it comes with a remote. So you can change them on this slide or on this awning and the other awning. So that is pretty nice. So now we'll go inside to show you that. That's the part that sets it apart from a lot of RVs.
That's everybody's favorite part.
Yeah, so let's step up inside. Well, hey, welcome inside. Jayco Pinnacle.
One thing that I don't know if the video is really going to do it justice is just the amount of space when you walk in here with slides out. This just feels like a vast area. You don't feel cramped. And what's really nice about having this rear kitchen and the living room, your living room's really good separated off. Like if you're sitting here watching TV and somebody's out here in the kitchen, you're not going to be bothering the person watching TV and vice versa. So where should we start? You want to
start in the kitchen since we're at this end.
I'm going to have you back up just a smidge so we can show you one of the highlights here.
And just so you know what you're seeing, none of this is on like a wide angle lens or anything. This is
just the space that's in here. So it's nice. So we have a pantry right here. If you want to come in here, we have an automatic light built in. We do have the adjustable storage with the 2025 model, which is really cool. And we do have outlets right in here. So what I was thinking, if you had like a toaster, maybe some appliance you were keeping down here, you could pull this out right here, set it on there, make your toast, close it up, just to save some counter space. I know some people don't like appliances on the counter. We have 2 drawers. These are all soft close, which is really nice. Give you an idea for the storage space. Perfect. Then, as I was mentioning, adjustable shelves, which is really useful. Some of the pantries I've seen are just preset, so you're out of luck if something doesn't fit where you need it to fit. And this does have the automatic light when you open it, just as a standard feature, which is cool. So you can see what's in your pantry. We have the 21 cubic foot residential fridge right here. We do have the water and the ice maker, but like just take a look at the size of this fridge. Like, yes, it is residential, but to have it in an RV or a coach like this is absolutely fantastic. I know I always complained in my previous unit about freezer space because they always have like the pull-out drawers, but there's some freezer space there. And then continuing right along here, we have, I call this pantry number 2, but this is really nice. You might have to grab a different angle, but you can pull out right here, comes out to here, boom, adjustable storage space. You can adjust these shelves however you want. Gives you a whole, almost like a second, or I call it like a half pantry. I mean, maybe these could be ingredients you're using more often, things that you're not. So kind of leave that up to you. But it's really cool to be able to have that storage space, especially if you're a big cook.
You also have that storage space up top, but that's for stuff you're not using that often.
Yeah, as you see,
it's up there.
I'm not 6 foot, but you're not using this without a stool really, unless you're just throwing stuff up here. Then continuing along, I'm going to probably open each one of these because I know a lot of people like to see the space that's in the drawers. So I might just fly through it really quick, but you do have a spot to maybe put your forks and spoons, space back here. And as I said, those are all soft close, which is really nice. One that pushes back, fantastic. Then continuing right along, we do have a 4-burner stove, which is really nice, kind of an upgrade from the standard 3 burners you see in a lot of coaches. And then you also have a huge oven. I mean, you can definitely
cook a whole turkey in there.
Whole turkey in there, no problem. So it's one thing I do want to mention. It does have the oven light, and it also has the lights for the burners. More cosmetic, but nice to have. A little bit more storage space to the side there. As I said, there is no shortage of pantry / kitchen space, which is fantastic. Space up there, huge. As I said, this unit for the kitchen is just full of space.
Yeah, I think that's the draw for this unit would be the rear kitchen here. That's like almost residential.
Yeah, my wife's like a big cook and she likes to bake, so actually having that space for this is fantastic. We do have a really cool microwave that also is an air fryer as well. So as you see, take a quick look at that. Fantastic. And then, yeah, get a quick look at those buttons. Kind of get an idea of what you're seeing here. More pantry space. More pantry space.
Cupboard space.
My bad. I'm stuck on the pantry. Cupboard space. Perfect. And then same thing down below. You'll have that. Whoa, it's a tough one. But space that goes all the way through to the other side. So one thing I do want to mention, just in case Jayco ever hears me or anybody else that's designing an RV, when you have space like this, I would highly recommend maybe building in one Lazy Susan somewhere. I mean, you have the corner already set there. It would be a really cool spot for it. So if anybody's designing RVs or if you work at Jayco, please put a Lazy Susan in there. That would be fantastic. And then moving on over, I already opened that one, but you do have access all the way through, just like the bottom. You saw me put the hand in there, so get an idea. Very large area. More space.
These cupboards have a nice, smooth, clean finish to them also.
Yeah, you can get a close
really
look.
Nice finish. Where a lot of RVs are sometimes gray or brown or dark. This is nice and bright.
I have seen some people prefer just like having the wood or not like these, but for cleaning purposes, these, anything just is going to wipe right off. Just, it's fantastic.
And you can see lots of counter space here. Like there's 2 of them in here, but they got the pop-up outlets.
Yeah, right, just got to go up a little bit higher for the red.
And then it also has the wireless charging for your phone there. There's one over here on the island. Pretty cool.
And then just one thing, since we did look at the microwave, this unit does have the dishwasher. That's just standard in this model of the Pinnacle. So that's awesome. One thing I do want to mention, this is a 50 amp, so you're not going to be able to use the microwave and the dishwasher at the same time. If you want to mosey on over that way, you'll see a switch right over there in that corner. So you can only use one at a time, but pretty easy. Flip the switch, choose what one you're using, and you can kind of continue.
Yeah, this unit has the 3 AC, so this thing sucks a lot of power.
And then this is the dishwasher, just to give you an idea. Pretty good space. Yeah, sucks a lot of power for sure. And then one upgrade from like the 2024 Pinnacle, if you have seen it, for this is the new sink that they put in these 2025s. This sink is, I mean, it's awesome sink.
Yeah, it's
you got your
sink.
soap dispenser. It does have the retractable head. You can change the sprayer. You can push this down. This is one of those cup cleaners. You might have seen them around, but like you have your cup, put it upside down, press on it, and it sprays your cup with pretty heavy force. So there's your sprayer.
There's different settings on that.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you keep going, as he was starting to do, you do have the sprayer here. So if you're rinsing your vegetables, fruits, things like that, you have the basket. And I'm just going to move. This does have a cutting board for the sink, which is kind of cool. It's like a spare cutting board. And then you do have this right here. So if you were maybe washing, rinsing, drying some dishes, it just presses in place. And then you have a little drain right there. Just kind of gives you some options, which is really cool. And then, perfect, you have the cover right here to catch your stuff. And then over where he's at, yeah, twisting that will bring it up or down.
To seal the sink, so.
Which is,
cool.
It's a cool little feature. I don't know. I mean, I didn't have a problem just pushing it in the sink,
No,
but hey, we're living in the future. And then, as I said, cutting boards, just put that right back. More space right down here to the right of the dishwasher. You can kind of see what I'm saying with Lazy Susans though, right? It'd be really nice to have something like that. More space. Right here has a built-in cutting board, so you can cut your stuff. And see this slit right here? Just want to mention that because when we go to the bottom, this will be where the garbage can is. So garbage can there, you can just dump your stuff from your cutting board right into the garbage. This does have enough space to fit 2 garbage cans. Just has one right now, but just keep that in mind for actual trash space. Yeah, perfect.
And it does have the under cabinet lighting, which lights up your counters really nice, especially with that light colored counters. And these are solid surface counters, so they are pretty nice counters.
Yeah, if you're getting a model like this, the big selling feature is like what they call the model number. It is the rear kitchen and then the front bath / full bath. You'll notice when you get there, that's probably the biggest RV bathroom you've seen.
Yeah, it's a big bathroom.
So you kind of, with RVing, you kind of pick and choose what you like because there's going to be models for whatever you want. You'll have ones with front offices, front living, rear kitchens, front kitchens. I mean, you know, take your pick, but try to figure out what you like or some of the main things that are your I gotta have them points, and then try to make a decision off of that. Of course, budget does play a big part into that, but when you're getting into these upper brands, you're going to be spending a pretty decent chunk of money anyway, so you may as well get what you want. You don't want to just settle when you're putting out a lot of money.
We forgot to mention, this is his new unit.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
So congratulations to him for this new unit. I mean, he had to lose his other one in a flood, but...
unfortunate, but hey.
Well, actually, a hurricane is what it was.
We're making do.
So he's getting a new one. He'll be getting it delivered pretty soon. But this one, I think, was your wife had more say in this one because of the kitchen, I think, right?
Well, it's definitely the kitchen. She does a lot of the cooking and the baking. So, like, to have her own space for where she spends most of her time is good. For me, I work remote. So as long as I have a desk of any type, I'm pretty solid. One thing you can mention, too, if you are a full-time worker, office space is a big deal. They do have, I forgot what model it was.
I know.
They have the front living, and then you can kind of like move the TV out, and there's a nice, I'll say small front office, but pretty spacious front office you can go into. Unit. So as I said, with the RVing, pick and choose, you know, like where you're going to be spending most of your time, what's going to be good for you.
Maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we can locate one of those close by where we live.
Yeah, and take a look, because I'm sure a lot of people want to see these.
But speaking of office space, we'll move forward.
Oh yeah, awesome. All right, so one thing I want to mention before we get to this desk area that I was just thinking about it is this unit does have 2 ACs by default, and then we also have the upgrade, which is the 3rd air conditioner, which you'll see right here will look like a lot of the traditional units in some fifth wheels you might see. So you'll notice that the actual primary ACs don't have a register like that. They just have like the intake, and then is directly vented into the ceiling, which is cool.
Like it says, it's 40% quieter. It is. They are quiet when they run.
Yeah, the
and
one
your center unit has the heat pump.
Yeah,
I believe that one has the heat pump.
This has the heat pump.
Well, one of them has the heat pump, so that's nice.
So you'll have one AC in your primary living space that does have the heat pump. Since that one's aftermarket, it doesn't have the heat pump. This would just be the native part of this having the heat pump. Didn't mean to correct you, but I just...
Oh, hey.
So people know you only have one heat pump in this by default. So bringing to the desk space, you do have 2 outlets right here. Switch for lights. We've got the nighttime shades, daytime shades, which is really nice. I know a lot of people that do the RVing, if they're full timing, things like that, they put that Reflectix in the window, but kind of up to you what you're interested in. Then we have this desk. It's got a really nice, solid tabletop here. We've got 2 drawers, little separator space, and then this kind of lifts up, gives you some more space, so you could kind of pull it out, possibly put a keyboard or something. You know, one complaint I have is if you're doing anything besides just like laptop or small desk, this is, as you see, it's not deep. So just keep that in mind. You could take this off. We were looking about it and talking about it because, as I said, I do the full-time remote work. So I might eventually kind of take this out, put my own desk in there. But just something to mention, if you're just dabbling or just working on a laptop, more than suffices. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that's good for the desk area. I'm going to take us a little bit farther here, and we kind of have the kitchen table / eating area. One thing I want to mention about this, which is a little bit strange, but I understand why for design purposes, it's kind of weird to have your kitchen table be apart from the kitchen when you have the desk closer to the kitchen. That's one thing that's a little bit strange to me, but I think it kind of turned into more of a how the space flows, because if you had just the small kitchen table, it'd be fine, but if you had to extend it, you'd block off your area. So I understand it, but I have seen different units with different layouts that, if that's a deciding factor for you, just want to keep that in mind. You do have the wireless charging and the plug lift up right here, which is cool. So what's nice about this is you actually have this counter space. So if you were bringing your dinner over, you could, put your Thanksgiving turkey, your stuffing, some of your corn and stuff just right up there, and it's not filling up your table. And that gives us the chairs that come with it right here, and we have a little bit more storage space.
Yeah, the chairs he already strapped them down.
Yeah, I was like, little resistance. Since they're strapped, I'm not going to move it, but you have a little bit of cubby space on each side.
And underneath the table.
Yeah, we don't have much access to it right now, but yeah, you can see the storage space there. And then the kitchen table is naturally set up for 2 people. But what's really cool about this, if you want to scooch over to the left so you can actually see it come out here, you just give this a lift and then pull, and it kind of works like a garage door for the leaves. Boom. I'm back to my booming ways.
Yeah, now you got space for 4 people.
Yeah, you can fit 4 in here, and what's really nice is you don't have that post in the middle. I know a lot of people complain about that. When you're getting chairs in there, you hit the post, slam your knees, your shins. It's not a good time. So to actually have complete, uninterrupted space, no post there, is fantastic.
It does come with the other 2 chairs. They are stored up in the closet. All right, now we're moving over into the living room area. You can see this nice sectional they got set up in here. These 2 end ones do recline because they face the TV. You have this corner one, which, you could sit on. It's not going to be the most comfortable in the center, but it does have the little bit of storage underneath, and this is where the subwoofer is, because this does have a sound bar with the TV. We'll show you that. And then you have this section here, which pulls out into, looks like a queen-size bed at least,
queen,
right?
Full or queen.
So this pulls out nicely, and this whole thing is surrounded by windows. So you get lots of natural light with the shades, the daytime and the nighttime shade, like you mentioned. So this is pretty much your living room. And these 2, when you slide in your slides, these will go underneath the desk. So with the slides come in, so it makes the space. So these will just slide under there because they are on wheels.
Yes.
So it'll slide under there easily. And then we're just going to spin around here to the TV area. You have this was a 55-inch TV, I think, right?
I think it's just a 50.
50-inch TV. It's a pretty nice
4K.
4K TV.
I don't know. Some people
with the sound bar already installed here with your little mantle over your fireplace. We turned it on with the remote. We've seen it there in the kitchen.
Yeah, just
then you come down to here, and this is also hooked to that antenna, so you can get all those channels like you did outside. And then you have your fireplace, which does put out, I think it's 5,500 watt. It does put out heat for you, or you can just have it for prettiness. And then down here is your part of your central vac. That's like the dustpan version of it. Like if you're sweeping, you just put it in front of it. And then on the side is where you're going to hook the hose on the floor, if you were using the vacuum connection. And
then one thing I wanted to mention with the TV too is this TV does run off the inverter. So that's something to keep in mind. This unit does have, I don't know if it's 2 inverters, because I know the fridge has its own separate inverter that just runs the fridge. So I think this has a second inverter because we have the solar package on this one. So this TV and the bedroom TV will run off the inverter. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're off-grid, boondocking, things like that. Just for general things I think Jayco should think about possibly, maybe finding some way to get a little bit more living room cabinetry, or just something to store a little bit more. Because if you looked around out here, the only storage space you have is those kitchen cabinets, pretty much.
Yeah, so by the table, yeah.
Just something to know. I mean, there might not be too much stuff out here that you need to store, but depending
especially
on
when you see the size of the closet, you have room there, but
yeah, it just depends your preferences. I'm coming from a Avalanche, like a Keystone Avalanche 301 RE, so that one's definitely smaller, but there was a lot more pantry in that living pantry. Jeez. Cupboards, things like that in the actual living space.
We'll move forward here just a little bit, show you a couple things here. Of course, you got your standard fire extinguisher. This unit you see here for the steps, it is the assist to help the steps come up easier. And it also includes the shade in the door, which is pretty nice.
All right, then moseying on over here, we do have the command center here for the Jayco. This is going to control air conditioners, lights. You can move your slides in and out, awning, tell you solar information. If you guys are interested in seeing a breakdown of kind of going through this, just let us know, drop it in the comment section. We can take a little time out, kind of do maybe a more in-depth video of some of the features on there. I know this being a 2025 model, there are a few people that say like, how does this screen work? And you can find ones from older units, but you know, there are updates here and there. So if you're interested, drop it in the comment section. And then we do have actual physical buttons, which is really nice. You're not fully stuck to the touch display. You can set like actual presets for what lights you want to have on which number. You can like actually have manual buttons for your slides, which is really nice. So retract, extend, things like that, which is really cool. And then right here, it's kind of crazy, it's so big, but this has a really nice fan in here, and they give you a full remote control for the fan, like with timers. Let me shut it off for a second, and then I know he can probably turn around and take a quick look as that does it. But this is like the first fan that we've seen that really puts out some wind. Like, it does what a fan is supposed to do, because RV fans are notoriously pretty bad.
Yeah, when you're underneath this one, you can feel the air coming down. It's nice.
Which is really cool. Now that we finished this, one thing I do want to mention, this does have the voice command for Jayco. So an example, I don't know all the commands yet, but Jayco, turn off interior lights. So you have a voice command. I don't know how great that's going to be in practice, but if you had hands full of some groceries and you're coming inside, it might be nice. Jayco, turn on interior lights. So could be useful. We'll have to look into more of the actual command types. But continuing along here, we do have some cabinet space right here, which is really nice. Enough to hang up, you know, a few coats. So as you see, pretty big space. And it goes all the way down to here, which is nice. You do have one more storage space right above. I was thinking about maybe putting like a safe or something in there. It's a pretty decent sized cube, depending on how big you got, but more storage space. And then you do have the access to your fuses and things like that all right here. So pretty easy access. It's not in a weird spot. So now that we got that done, have you back up a little bit. A feature with this unit is it does have the half bath. So if you have guests or something coming over, it is nice to have a half bath like this because people don't have to walk through your bedroom to go to the bathroom. So just keep that in mind. It's really nice to have. But I'll get in here so you get an idea for the size. All right, getting into the half bath. So with this half bath in here, of course, you got your porcelain toilet right here. It's got the soft close lid, which is a cool little feature in there. Just standard step pedal. You do have good pantry. Oh, pantry. Cupboard
Stuck on
space.
the pantry.
Cupboard space right here. So you have cabinets down here, cabinets up here, and then you got cabinet right here. One thing to mention, this isn't full depth because you can see how long this is. You're only getting to maybe here to give you an idea of depth of the top cabinet. So now that we have that, you do have a fan up here. So you can adjust it. The controls are right to the side. When he backs out, I'll have you take a quick look. But we have the sink right here, just a small little sink, standard. You have outlets. This is I'm pretty sure this is a medicine cabinet. So you have a little medicine cabinet in your half bath. They put a little washcloth holder. We have the switches right here for the lights. We have mirror lights and accent lights behind there. These are your things for the vent fan. And then down below you have more space. Your toilet paper holder is right on there, which is kind of a cool space. So you don't have anything protruding off. Because this is just a half bath. So basically you can come in here and use the bathroom. But as you see, there's not a crazy big amount of space. So I'm happy to see that they're actually doing small little things like that. So when you come in here, you don't get all claustrophobic. And since this is half bath is right here, as you notice, the ceiling is huge. So you're not going to touch the ceiling unless you're like 7 foot tall. As you back out a little bit more, I did want to mention right here, we do have sensors. Since the thermostat, like I say, the ACs are controlled through that command thing. There's a bunch of sensors throughout this unit that you tell you the temperature in your living room, temperature in kitchen, hallways, and then that information goes to the command center right there.
So there's not your typical thermostat that you would normally see. It's all controlled in that command center.
Yeah, I mean, the default thermostats are pretty trash anyway. I recommend upgrading them.
Well, we've done that in a lot of, you can see that in videos if you're looking to do that.
Yeah, and then one thing as we're starting to come up here before we get into the bedroom, this unit doesn't have any floor ducts for heating. So I know some people really don't like the floor ducts because when you're walking by the duct, it makes the floor feel a little bit spongy or squishy. This one has all of the heating things throughout the sides. So you'll see some like heat here, heat there. Just to give you an idea, there are no vents. So you'll see it right down there.
All right, as you come up, you're gonna come up into the bedroom. You gotta come up a couple steps here. This has a full-size king bed in it, which is really nice with the shelves on the side. And it does have plugs on each side, and they're inverter plugs. So you'd be able to plug in a CPAP or something if you needed that, or charge your phone. He can give you a close-up of that.
Yeah, if you want to take a look here, any of these outlets with a sticker on there will let you know it's inverted. So that is good to know because there'll be a few of them throughout the coach that you can use as inverter plugs in case you weren't connected to shore power.
You also have this little cubby of storage, which that's why that one cabinet in the half bath was shorter. It's because they put a little shelf in here, which is nice. Oh. And then you have your underlights, and there's windows all in this slide. I mean, even your back one there, you got a little window there. So they all open. And then you see on each side of the bed there is a USB to charge your phone. And then another cool thing on this side is the remote where you can control all the stuff in the unit. So if you're laying in bed, you're like, I want to shut off the lights.
Yeah, we think that's a really cool feature on this because, if you want to come over here to give them a little bit better look, but one of my favorite ones in here is you can shut off all interior and all exterior lights with the press of a button while you're in bed. So you left your kitchen lights on, you left the living room lights on, but you're like, I'm ready to go to bed, hop in bed, boom, everything off.
Right now we'll swing around to this side. You can see in this corner there's another one of those remotes if you're just walking up through. This is set up for security cameras, which will turn on these outlets if you get the security camera package, another one of those sensors. You got storage on either side of your TV. Not much storage, but you can hold some small things out there, DVDs or something. You got, this was a 32-inch? 32-inch TV, which is pretty nice. Then you got this little dresser thing here with a lift top. So it's got some storage here for not much, maybe some jewelry, some watches.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like a security shelf. So like, well, there's no sticker on it to let you know. So once it's down, you're not going to know unless you know that it is a thing.
Plus, if you have something on here, it's not easy to lift up. And of course, you have some drawers. They're not very deep, but there's a couple of them. You can put some clothes in there. I think they didn't make them that big because the size of the closet in this unit.
Yeah.
Here's another one of those intake ducts for the quiet ACs.
The bedroom does have its own air conditioning, so if you did want to separate into zones, you close this off for the night, just run the air conditioner for the bedroom, and you can leave the AC in the kitchen, living room area, maybe a little bit higher, save on energy.
So that's pretty much the bedroom area, and it has both for the bathroom area and for the living room, they have like the barn-style doors that slide, which is pretty nice, and they latch up here when you're traveling. So next we're going to take you into the full bath and show you that one.
All right, then taking you into this full front bath. So this right here, I know some people have, they don't like RV small bathrooms. I mean, I have dad there that says like, you don't need a big RV bathroom. One thing I like big bathrooms and I like pretty decent sized kitchens because I don't want to feel all cramped in there, can't find any counter space. So we come into this bathroom, you can see the size of this, absolutely fantastic. They have one sink in this unit. The 2024 did have 2 sinks. They decided to get rid of them. A lot of people, they listened to feedback. A lot of people were complaining and saying, we don't need 2 sinks. We're not brushing our teeth at the same time. Give us one, give us more counter space. So as you see, you have a bunch of room up here, put anything you want. No medicine cabinet, but you do have a really large mirror, which really makes the space kind of open up nicely. Standard sink, just as I was saying. You do have outlets on either side. No, these aren't inverted, no sticker on them. And then you have your switches right there for lights, accent lights, and then baseline lights. And then one thing I want to mention while we're looking through some of these spaces here is, as I was saying, the heater vent is right there on the side, not on the floor. So this is some of the space we have here. As you see, a very good amount of space for like bathroom supplies. Close these up. You do have 2 drawers, 1 on each side. And those are, I think that was soft close. Oh yeah, soft close as well. And then this just replicates the other side. It's not full depth because it does have the plumbing in the back, so just keep that in mind. Porcelain toilet just like the other one. Awesome toilet paper holder right here. Then we get into the shower. One thing I want to mention is with these units, like front bathrooms and things like that, if you're over 6 foot tall, you're going to notice how close you are to the ceiling. I'm only like 5'8". Well, if you turn towards him, you'll see my dad. He's like 6 foot. So to give you yourself an idea of, you know, how tall it is. So when you get into the shower, just keep in mind, like for me, I'm 5'8". I'm still pretty like, not like fully tall for the shower, but where this goes, I'm just going to be taking water to the face. It's not kind of like an overhead spray down. Just keep that in mind. But just talking about the shower, I'm trying to watch where I step because we were running it. Just don't want to get wet feet. You do have a bench in here that comes down. They use the nice tile. I'll call it like display tile.
Faux tile.
Faux tile, just to kind of give it a more luxurious feel in here. But shower's good size space. I can both of my arms out right here and I'm just touching each wall just about. So good size space, doesn't feel too claustrophobic besides the ceiling. But they did put 2 skylights in here, which I like because if you were standing here, if you were a little bit taller, it gives you a little bit extra room before you hit the ceiling. I would turn this on, but I don't want to get soaked. But
you do it from out here, just do it from the side or something.
See if I can. Let me put this down a little bit so it hits there. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Oh, that's that one. Sorry, I'm figuring it out. We have that sprayer. We have those sprayers. Get your belly button and your lower legs. And then we have the sprayer up there. So as you see, at least with this tower that they have, you're getting a bunch of different features, which is just kind of a luxurious feel in a fifth wheel because you're kind of just used to the overhang one. They do have 1 shelf already installed in here. So you do have space to put your shampoo, soap, conditioner, things like that. So that kind of sums up this shower spot. One thing I did want to mention right here, some units do have like the latches for the door. This is kind of built in, so when it closes, it slides, but when it closes, it locks into place. So that's kind of designed so when you're traveling down the road, your door doesn't open, slam, shatter your shower door. I've heard so many horror stories about that. Awesome.
And couple hooks up here for towels.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice those. All right, then we have this walk-in closet here in the front, which is also a huge feature on this. These doors kind of open right up. And let me see if I got the lights on in here. Perfect. These are automatic lights. I just think I had the switch on the wrong input, so it wasn't automatic. But if you want to come on in here, they do use some cedar facing up in here, which is kind of cool. Has a nice cedar smell, but doesn't cedar like stop bugs or something like that?
Keeps bugs away and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's nice.
That is a big thing there. We do have the washer and dryer hookup right here. You are set up for it. You have the outlet for the washer and dryer hookups. And then it also gives you the dryer vent location right to the right there. So if you are going to put a vented dryer, to be able to make the hole. And then these are your extra chairs for your dining room table. So they're right here. But you did have storage space behind the sectional. So I guess if you wanted to, you could probably store these. So kind of up to you. We do have hangers, or rods, hanging rods right here. Then we do have shelves both in here and in here. So, I mean, as I said, it is a walk-in closet. You do have some space in here. Keep in mind this is the front of the coach. So, as I said, good size space. You can walk in here, hang up all your clothes, do your laundry, you're set. So I think that wraps up this tour of the 2025 Jayco Pinnacle 38FBRK.
As you've seen, there's a lot of space in here. It kind of features on the kitchen and then the large closet and bedroom. So those are nice features in here. And you can see the light colors That's which kind of goes away from some of them old RVs that have the darker
Yeah,
colors.
the dark wood, so it's kind of dark in there. That's kind of preference. They do, if you were custom making one of these, they do have different interior colors if you wanted to do it. I guess it would just decide if you're having one ordered or created for you, or if you're just getting one off the lot and what comes with it.
I'm sure there's other features you can add to it if you were ordering one or something like that. But if you guys are interested in one of these, you can hit the information up down below, or any other Jayco product. We just happen to be here at Jayco, but you can look at any one they have on the link below.
Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps this up. As I said, this is a nice unit. I mean, if any of you guys are interested, I think when I looked it up, this unit in total was 500 square feet. So just like keep that in mind for like a studio apartment. Like,
yeah, because it has 3 slides, but that one slide's pretty big. Makes a lot of space in here.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of space in here, which is one of the biggest things. Because if you're full-time RVing or you have a bunch of people in your coach, you don't want to feel all claustrophobic. Like, this gives you some space.
Yeah, and that fan, which now I look at, looks like a propeller on a plane or something, but puts out a lot of air. I'm surprised at that. I just
know.
really am. They're usually not that good.
All in all, as I said, I'm happy with the unit. So as
Yeah,
I said,
well, congratulations on your new unit.
Yeah, thanks.
And we want to thank you guys for watching. And thanks for what?
Yeah, just if you hit that like button, we'd super appreciate it. If you have any questions, just drop them below. If there's anything you want a little bit more detail on within the next few days or weeks, I'm sure we can get you a more in-depth video. I know if you did watch this video all the way through, I was talking about the J Command Center, if you want like a better explanation of that. Or if you want us to just record a certain part of the unit that we didn't quite get, I think we pretty much got everything.
All, yeah. And as he's going to get delivery here soon, and as he does, you'll learn more, like you said, the J Command and stuff, and maybe we can put out another video on more about it, of running it, you know, how you're liking it.
Yeah, exactly. We can make a few more videos, kind of like an update one. So I think that wraps it up. If you want to see more of Jimmy Two Tech videos, you can hit that subscribe button. We'd super appreciate it. And make
we
sure
have
you hit
lots of
that little
RV
bell.
content on there. You'll see it. We do tours of other units here and there and repair on RVs and stuff. So we want to thank you guys for watching. Until next time, try something new.
Do a little bit of everything.